Once upon a time, in a small Roman village, there lived two brothers named Marcus and Titus. Marcus was a greedy man who coveted the inheritance of his younger brother Titus. One day, Marcus summoned Titus to his home and presented him with forged documents that claimed their father had left everything to Marcus before his death. "Titus, my dear brother," Marcus began, "I have called you here today because I have something important to discuss with you." Titus, confused and concerned, replied, "What is it, Marcus? Is everything all right?" Marcus hesitated before continuing, "Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You see, I have some papers here that our father wrote before he passed away. They state that he has left everything to me and that you have to leave the house." Titus was shocked and hurt. "What? Leave our home? I can't believe it, Marcus. How could father do this to me?" Marcus, with a sly smile, replied, "I'm sorry, Titus, but these papers are the truth. Our father wrote them before he died, and I have the legal right to the inheritance." Titus, not wanting to believe his brother's trickery, examined the papers closely and found them to be forged. "These papers are fake, Marcus. You forged them to take everything for yourself." Marcus, feeling guilty but determined, replied, "I'm sorry, Titus, but it doesn't matter. The papers are legal, and you have to leave the house." Titus, with a heavy heart, left his brother's home. He didn't know what the future held for him. Titus, with nowhere else to go, left his home village and set off to make a life for himself in another village. The journey was not easy, as he had to start from scratch with nothing but the clothes on his back. He had to find a job and a place to live, and it was a struggle. He came across a small farm that was in need of a farmhand, and he applied for the job. The farmer, an old man named Publius, was hesitant at first, but he could see the determination in Titus' eyes and gave him a chance. "Publius, I don't know, son. You seem like a hard worker, but I need someone who can handle the work." "Titus, please, sir, I may not have experience, but I'm willing to learn and work hard. I need this job." "Publius, all right, I'll give you a chance, but you have to promise me that you'll work hard." "Titus, I promise, sir, I won't let you down." The days were long and the work was hard, but Titus was determined to make a better life for himself. He worked hard, and Publius, who was impressed by his work ethic, taught him everything he knew about farming. "Titus, Publius, I can't thank you enough for giving me this chance and for teaching me everything you know. I'll never forget it." "Publius, it's my pleasure, son. I can see that you're a hard worker, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished. Keep it up." Titus worked hard, and over time, he saved enough money to buy a small piece of land. He worked tirelessly to turn it into a thriving farm, and soon he had enough to buy a small house. He was finally starting to make a life for himself, and it felt good. Despite the hardships he faced, Titus never lost sight of his goal, and he never gave up. He was determined to make something of himself and show his brother that he was not a failure. He was determined to make a better life for himself, and with the help of Publius, he succeeded. As time went by, Titus' hard work and determination paid off, and he became successful and wealthy. He was able to buy more land and expand his farm, and he was able to provide for himself and his family. One day, while sitting at the dinner table with his wife, Lucia, and their children, Titus brought up the subject of his brother Marcus. "Titus, Lucia, I've been thinking about my brother, Marcus. I haven't seen him in years, and I'm curious to know how he's doing." "Lucia, I understand, my love. I know that what he did to you was wrong, but I also know that you're a kind and forgiving person. I think it would be good for you to go and check on him." "Titus, are you sure? I don't want to cause any trouble." "Lucia, I'm sure, my love. I trust you, and I know that you'll do the right thing." Titus, with his wife's encouragement, decided to return to his home village to check on his brother, Marcus. He didn't know what to expect, but he was determined to make peace with his past and move forward. Titus returned to his village after many years of being away. He had heard that his brother Marcus had sold their childhood home and had fallen on hard times. He decided to go and see for himself. "Titus, excuse me, I'm looking for my brother, Marcus. Can you tell me where he lives now?" Villager: "Oh, Marcus, he sold his house and moved into a small one on the outskirts of town. It's the one with the blue door." Titus made his way to the small house and knocked on the door. Marcus, opening the door: "Titus, what are you doing here? I thought you would never come back." "Titus, I've heard about what happened, and I came to see how you're doing. May I come in?" "Marcus, Of course, please come in. Titus entered the small house and saw that it was in a state of disrepair. He also saw that Marcus and his wife were lying in bed looking ill. Titus, Marcus, what's going on? Why are you and your wife sick in bed? Marcus, we've been struggling with illness for some time now. We can't afford proper medical treatment. Titus, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me help you. I've been successful in my own business, and I can help you get the medical treatment you need. Marcus, thank you, Titus. That would mean a lot to us. Titus, consider it done, and let's work on getting this house back in shape too. Titus stayed in the village to help his brother and his family get back on their feet. He worked with Marcus to improve their small house and help them get the medical care they needed. He was glad to have been able to make a difference in their lives and repair the relationship with his brother after the past mistakes. As Titus helped Marcus and his wife get back on their feet, the older brother and his wife began to realize the gravity of their actions and the harm they had caused to Titus. Marcus, Titus, I want to apologize for what I did to you all those years ago. I was blinded by greed and I treated you unfairly. I am truly sorry. Titus, I forgive you, Marcus. We've both made mistakes in the past, but what's important is that we move forward and make things right. Titus' sister-in-law, Lucia, also expressed her remorse. Lucia, Titus, I'd also want to apologize for my part in all of this. I should have spoken up and stopped my husband from his deceitful actions. I am deeply sorry. Titus, it's all right, Lucia. We all make mistakes. What's important is that we learn from them and move forward. With the help of Titus and the forgiveness of his family, Marcus and Lucia were able to move past their mistakes, and they worked to repair the relationships they had damaged. They turned their lives around and lived with the knowledge that they had learned their lessons and would never repeat their past mistakes again.